So you don't be like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna be a gangbanger. Like, no, homie, like my dad would drop me off at the corner from where we lived at in the hood, and 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 the homies would be there. But he was never like, no, you not hang. He was like, oh, that's all Osvaldo, and like I know his parents. We go drink down here in Venice on Lincoln at Casablanca. It was Casablanca. I think is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And a little restaurant, or club, or whatever, and they go sit there. And so it's like it was a community.
Mm.
So you didn't look down on the morons, you know. Of course, you knew a little homie was up to no good. Yeah, you wanted to prohibit them from having contact with your son, to not, spoil the boy, whatever. But turn them on to gang shit or what. But really, it was we knew everyone knew each other. It wasn't uncommon. Yeah, he would ask, "Why are you dressing like that? Why are you this? Why are you that?" At that point, it's like there's nothing you could do. It's in motion.
But it was a different experience than the way that it would have been if your kids started to go in that direction.
Boy, I'll
because
beat
you
your
understand,
ass.
you get it.
I'll
To your
beat
dad,
your
this
ass.
is kind of foreign. Yeah,
I'll beat your neck.
Mm.
You know,
the neck instead of the ass.
I'll beat your neck.
Give him that neck slap.
Quick. No, you just more keen. That's why, homie, it's important for homies like us to go out there and preach the good word.
Mm.
And the good word is to lift your community. In my opinion, homie, urban music, rap, that's always gonna be. It tells our story. It's gritty. It's what it is.
It's
It
just
defines
crazy
us.
because
It's an art.
I could share the music that I love with my kid one day, but what's the other message that she gonna get? Percocets are cool. Gangbanging is cool.
You feel me?
Casual sex is cool. Bitches
me?
ain't shit. All this shit. So it's like that.
This is the culture we're pushing, homie.
You know?
So if you could do a little bit of that, yeah, okay, it's entertaining. But really, say no to drugs. Really, stay off of pills. Really, stay away from fucking sniffing whatever the fuck is, is in that coke or whatever is in that shit you sniffing. Like, homie, use it to do something great. But again, that's me. That's what I'm on. Create a nonprofit in this last year to work with kids. When I go try and do it, they're like, fuck no. So I'm like, what would it, we work with nonprofits. We work with, whoa. And I go, shit, I'll be back. So I created a nonprofit, Locos, leading our children off streets. And to me, that's the loco I want to be.
Right.
That's the loco I'm going to be. I'm a West Side loco, but I want to be the loco that leads my kids off of the streets, that can tell you, hey, come into the studio with me. Come tattoo with me. Come paint a mural with me in France. Come to Japan with me. Let's paint. Let's go to Philly to the convention. Let's go to Jersey and I got some customers. Come, let's go. And line up yours because you've been working hard and your talent is amazing. And now it's time for you to lock these appointments and woo. You got to expose the game to the little homies. Oh, no.
So tattoos were your first foray into art, or were you doing
Yes,
graffiti
it was.
and shit when you were
I was
younger?
blasting all the homies up.
Okay. At what age you start doing all that?
Maybe around the same time that the administrator didn't love us.
Oh, so in your
in
teens?
high school, yeah.
In high school, you started tattooing?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Who even put you on the game?
Myself, gang members. I mean, I had a dude from Venice, Shorty from Venice, sold me a little homemade machine.
Because it was a very different era for tattoos at that time. It's not like there's a fucking tattoo shop on every corner.
Motherfucker.
It was like illegal in a lot of parts of the
Yeah.
country, right?
Yeah, it was very taboo. It was like, I think even like if you got busted with like a tattoo kit or like patterns with gang shit on it, like that was I don't know, it was like a charge, or it was very underground. You feel me?
And nobody really had tattoos unless you were on some questionable
nobody.
shit. Yeah.
No way. I remember getting my neck blasted and even had a homie was like, oh no, you fucked it.
Your whole life's over. Yeah.
A homie,
Even in the early 2000s, for me, like seeing someone with a neck tattoo was shocking. You just
Yes.
assumed that they were up to no good, or maybe
Right.
maybe they were a tattoo artist, or they were
Maybe.
in a band or some shit. But for the most part, like,
And then,
I don't know. That's a little sketchy. Yeah.
gang members are, it's like, let me identify. That's the first tool to identify.
Mm.
It's like, let me see where you from, homie. I ain't got to ask you,
Yeah.
I ain't got to ask you.
That's what the cops do when they pull you over. They want to see the tattoos so they could figure out where you're from, and that's how they know you're not lying.
All the time. You know what they do. They're going to do whatever they can to crack you.
Mm.
Everything they could use against you, they're going to do it. So, yeah, by all means.
So the tattooing thing, though, did you know you had artistic talent before that, or is that kind of where
I
you
was a
discovered
little shitty. I loved because of my deficiency of not being able to learn and absorb the material, I would sketch.
Mm.
I would sketch in the class. And I'd sit there and I'd draw and I'd doodle and I'd sketch. And then home, it was a passion for me. And then, I was excited about collecting tools, and I got into graffiti at a very, very young age.
Right.
So I was out here before this was all the way it is. I come out here and see Hex at the graffiti shop.
Hex.
Yeah.
He was up at the time?
Oh, homie, fucking legend, my boy.
Okay.
Fucking legend. Hell yeah. He did the mural for Ice Cube at the Motor Yard.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're talking legendary writer shit,
For sure.
Yeah. They had probably one of the only world's only graffiti shop.
Mm.
And that whole
out
block,
here at that time.
out here,
That must have been kind of controversial, huh?
it was, because the whole place was blasted.
Because the attitude on graffiti is so different now. It's like the cops sort of just let it go to a certain extent. They're not really like pursuing that shit. I forget, it was on the news or something that they like dropped the budget for like a certain type of policing related to graffiti. They just kind of like turn a blind eye unless they catch you in the act, which is so different than the 90s where they were really putting cases together on people and shit.
Correct. Chaka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I interviewed MTA, who got the first ever, was it a RICO or some shit, like for that one gigantic fucking piece that they did. You know what I'm talking about? By the airport or whatever. There was like a ditch that they did like the biggest MTA piece ever.
Sick.
And they got a fucking huge federal case for that.
What?
Well, I don't know if it was federal. I forget. It's been a long time
See,
since
now
I
you
interviewed him.
spreading rumors.
Yeah. No, I interviewed him. People can go verify the details on the interview I did. It was
Okay.
actually insane, them telling me about it. Because it's like,
Yeah.
they
See,
got the
that's
kind of
fact,
charges that you normally only hear about street gangs getting.
Self-expression,
Yeah.
notoriety, love, recognition. That's all. That's all we want. You feel me? Supported. That's it. Graffiti just.
Unlike graffiti, you start making money from the tattoo shit early on. It's like a hustle, right? As opposed to graffiti, where it's
the tattooing was my way to get a white tea and some weed. You know what I mean? Some drink, some dope. You
Right.
know? We'll fuck around. That was that. But I was persistent with that. If I want to have shit, little shit, whatever, I had to do that. And then when I came across the music stuff, 2000, 2004, 5, something like that, then I just left the machine alone. But I would go to like different barrios and tattoo homies in Santa Monica, homies in Compton. I go to Compton and tattoo homies in Compton. Different barrios. Fools would come to my pad. I had a little spot in Inglewood, well-known house. Everybody know, that's a tattoo guy from Westside Locals. That's the tattoo guy.
really.
And everybody put Bloods will pull up. Either IFGs will pull up, or what? I had a vast variety of clients, but it was all hood cats. It was only hood cats.
Was it kind of unique at this time to be a dude that was tattooing out of the crib like that because there were just so many less people doing it, or?
It was not as saturated.
Because you probably never would you have been
saturated.
Would you have been interacting with Bloods and like other people from other walks of life like that as much if it wasn't for the tattoo thing?
I mean, I didn't. My hood didn't. We didn't have no funk with them.
Okay.
And I stayed right there. I stayed in Inglewood. I stayed off of Cedar and Centinela.